Hey YouTube, Amazing Libertarian here. So I just watched That Riley Guy's video titled Response to the Amazing Libertarian. And so I'm going to be making a response to that video to show how stupid his arguments are. So I'm just going to play the video right now and refute it as we go.
Hello, it's Riley, and so I just watched the Amazing Libertarian's response to my video, Why Gay Marriage Should Be Illegal Too, and he pointed out some of the faults in it, and now I'm going to I'm going to adjust the faults in it, that he pointed out. So his first one was my unnatural one, which was that since plants are not gay, since you can't find gay plants, therefore, therefore it's unnatural to be gay. And he stated that, 1,500 approximately, there have been gay encounters in the nature as far as animals that do have brains and do have different biological structures in plants, clearly, obviously. But, so I looked up a couple of these, and so I looked up about 10, 20, I don't even know. I read a whole bunch of articles and stuff, and every one I read was staged. Yes.
Well, I'll link you to some of the videos in the description box, or some of the articles in the description box to prove that being gay is completely natural in nature. But truthfully, the point really doesn't matter whether it's natural or not. So I think we can just drop that argument because even if it's unnatural and even if if it is a choice to be gay, it doesn't affect the idea that gay marriage should still be legal and doesn't help your argument in any way. The idea that something is unnatural and therefore should be illegal makes no sense compared to other laws that we have. For example, is plastic surgery natural? No. Is it illegal? No. Just because something is unnatural does not make it illegal. So many things in society are unnatural and they're still legal. Because something is unnatural, you can't make it illegal.
Kind of weird. For example,
Skip ahead.
and fooled the goose parents rape, sexual intercourse with this. They, no, they're not decomposers like and a lot of them, and also everyone I read had to do with babies.
He's still just talking about the same thing.
Federally,
Okay,
they really don't know what they're doing anyways. And so then the other one is that you can't say majority rules because it doesn't. Well, that's federally. Federally.
Okay, first off, when is this issue not a federal issue? Civil rights are a federal issue, but even if we go with state issues, let's see what he has to say about that.
The majority does not rule. There's a Supreme Court. There's the legislative. There's all these things to keep the minority not being the underdog, so that the majority doesn't rule everything. But that's federal. States' rights, however, it's the majority rule because it's that state and they get to choose their own rights. And by choose, it's vote, and by vote, whoever votes, whichever gets the most votes wins, and therefore the majority votes and wins.
See, you don't even know what you're talking about, That Riley Guy. You live in California, so yes, in California, there is a ballot initiative system. That's not in every state. The citizens don't choose the laws in every state. So, just because in California you have ballot initiatives doesn't mean that across the entire United States we have ballot initiatives. And you're acting like there isn't a judicial and executive and legislative branch in every state. There is, for the same reason, to protect the minority groups.
And he used the black, racial incidents and intersexual marriage to
Interracial marriage.
prove that point. But also, the racial thing was a federal incident. That whole debate, everything about that was federal.
No, it wasn't actually. You obviously still don't know what you're talking about. It was a state issue about interracial marriage. For example, Virginia had interracial marriage be illegal until 1969. The states decided, which of course was wrong, but I'm just pointing out how you don't know what you're talking about.
It's not one state can have gays, or else like South Carolina would be still like no black kind of thing, I'm pretty sure. And a lot of the, former flu Ku Klux Klan places would be super anti-black and anti-Jew, and I think that's wrong. Personally, I think that you shouldn't base anything at all on skin color at all. And
I agree with you, just like we shouldn't base anything at all on sexuality.
a lot of times, actually, what liberals will do is they'll focus so much on...
Now you're acting like I'm a liberal, which I'm not. I'm a libertarian, which is different than a liberal. I hold some liberal ideas and some Republican ideas, but I don't hold just liberal or just Republican ideas.
being fair, that they'll actually make it unfair. For example, schools. Schools, they say, well, it's unfair if you have more whites and blacks and whatever, so you have to have a certain amount of blacks, a certain amount of whites, and therefore, it doesn't matter what their grades are. Like,
now I think you're trying to talk about colleges here, so you should probably specify that. But if you're talking about colleges, I disagree with the law that you have to have certain amounts of ethnicities based off of the population of these ethnicities. I disagree with that law, so all your ramblings about it really don't affect anything in the argument. So I'll skip through those.
and another thing is, he refuted my retarded thing, and he said retarded people like me say that gay is wrong, and I'm not talking about retarded people like me. I'm talking about clinically diagnosed, mentally developmentally delayed people.
Oh, you're not one of those? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. Anyway, so you're basing your argument off of clinically mentally retarded people and their opinions about gay marriage, which makes absolutely no sense. If a mentally retarded person says, I think it's okay to murder, are you going to base your beliefs off of what that mentally retarded person says? I don't think so.
Not me. I'm not mentally developmentally delayed, even a little bit.
You should probably get that tested just to make sure.
I mean, I can think straight. I would not have figured out how to upload videos.
If you could think straight, you wouldn't believe that gay marriage should be illegal.
It was onto YouTube if I was developmentally delayed. They can't even use a computer.
Oh no, I've seen a lot of mentally retarded people on YouTube. Like you, Venom Fang X. There's a bunch of mentally retarded Christians on YouTube. So I think they can figure out how to upload videos.
And then, after that, he goes back to the interracial marriage thing, which is federal, again.
No, it was statewide, but it should have been federal, just like gay marriage should be federal.
And he goes to one more other thing, which I said, which is all liberals voted no on Prop 8. And I'm really sorry about that. That was, actually, I admit, I shouldn't have said that. Accident. Forgive me. Of course, not all liberals voted no on Prop 8. You know, there are some people that, I mean, they're Christian liberals, and they're...
Good, I'm glad you can finally figure out you said something wrong. But now you need to admit that you're completely wrong about the gay marriage issue. So I look forward to your response and how stupid you'll respond to my arguments once again. Subscribe, please. Amazing Libertarian out.